Hello and welcome to Greg's Mowing, and in this video I'll be showing you the Etesia Pro51X, made in France. Good. So this is a 20-inch cut powered by fairly bulletproof Honda GXV engine, self-propel. It's got variable speed by just simply adjusting that. You have a 72-litre grass box, and you might sort of think, oh, why is it only 72? Why not a bit bigger? To be honest with you, I wouldn't want that any bigger. When that's full of wet grass, that is, it is quite weighty. If it was heavy, I think you just end up doing something to your back, I think. So you've got also 4 wheels and a 1-lever high to cut system. So I'll just quickly go over the controls for this. You've got your engine bits here, pretty straightforward. And this device is for your BBC. So to engage the blade, you have to push this down and then push down and then push forward, and then it's engaged. We'll see. I'll just do it properly. Sort of see that bit down there. Just push forward and blade's engaged. Disengaged. Quite straightforward. That's how that should be your speed. And this is your drive. It's okay. So, my thoughts on this mower. I'll start with the positives. Plastic box. So the main reason I bought this mower, I did look at their bigger brother, the 21-inch Pro 53. That was just way too big and cumbersome for gardens. If you're doing parks and stuff, it'd probably be fine. But plastic box, the engine, yeah, good engine. I would have bought it even if it had maybe even a Briggs engine. Doesn't really bother me. The collection on this is like no mower I've ever used before, and I've used a lot of mowers. So I was saying, the collection on this, especially in the wet, which is what most people seem to talk about, quite rightly so, because when they're dry, when the grass is dry, you'll be unlucky to find a mower that doesn't collect dry grass. Out of the box, or from the dealership, this is the best I've ever used at cut and collect. You can also cut and drop. Simply taking the box off, you can see it's got like a double grass flap. Nice big wide chute, which helps. And so that allows you to cut and drop without clogging the chute. Another positive about this machine, it's very well built. It's odd considering it's from France. It's got this sort of reinforcement bars on both sides. I'm not really too sure what they do, but they seem to do something. You can also fold the handlebars over by simply push that down. Handlebars swing over. Do need to have the grass box off to do that. It's also quite interesting, its design with this here, which is for the cables. I've not seen a mower with that before, and because Etesia is serious about mowers, they don't make it so it just drives too quick. They actually make it collect properly and then worry about how fast it can go. And so you can also adjust the speed with that. So as you can see, also it says stop there, so when the box is full, that this flat here goes down, then the box is full, so quite straightforward. And the 1-point height of cut is quite handy. It doesn't stick out too much or get caught on shrubs. So that's the positives. The negatives, I'll start from the top. It's a very low handlebar. I'm used to like a hater where it's sort of probably about here, so you know 3-4 inches, 5 inches lower. Now for me, being 6'3" with my shoes on, it just makes it really uncomfortable when I'm turning, because I'm constantly, my back is bending. When you turn, I'm even more. I'm nearly touching my kneecaps, which is the biggest design fault with this mower. Well, not really the biggest, but one of them. So I actually end up using it one-handed, just so I can actually try and walk next to it like this, really, just so I can straight back, because you do not want to damage your back. So this whole design is, in my opinion, awful. The previous model, the handlebars came up like that, which they should have kept, but anyway. The other design flaw on these wheels. Now, where are we? There we are. They are very narrow for the weight of this machine. I think it's about 60 kilos, which is sort of standard for this sort of commercial four-wheel machine. Makes it easier there. They are very narrow, and the problem I find with the lawns that I cut, that they just rut the lawn, especially sort of this time of year where we're now November. We're sort of tidying up the lawns, tidying up the leaves. They just make so much mess. It's a really bad design. The front wheels, they're okay. They're quite sort of lightweight, I suppose you could say. They're not really thick, not aggressive. But these tractor sort of style wheels is a big no-no. The best wheels, I'll say, were on the Toro Pro line four-wheel mower. They were good, didn't leave ruts. So yeah, apart from the comfort and the fact it destroys lawns when it's damp and maybe a bit muddy, it's a really good mower. The other negative, well, one I've heard from dealers saying they don't look very nice. Grass doesn't matter, doesn't care what the mower looks like. Is an odd colour scheme, white and green for sunning cutting grass, but there you are. The price point. These machines are very, very expensive. You're looking around £2,500 for this sort of mower with the VAT and the box. So you have to buy a box separately for some reason. Now if you were to buy the box, I think it's about 150 quid, which isn't too bad when you consider, like with a Honda or a hater, certainly the old ones, the frame was about 70 quid and the bag was about the same. So you're not really paying more, but these are very good. You hardly have to clean them. You might have to give them a blow or give them a wash with a hose just to get rid of the smell. But yeah, £2,500. When a Honda Pro, look about £1,500. The Still, similar sort of money. Bang, also £1,500 mark. Is it worth £1,000 more? I don't know. It's worth 50 quid more at least, because it does collect in the wet all year round. And I have used the Bang, the Still, and this does perform better. Another thing about the box, if I was to compare owning this to owning, say, the Still or Toro, I could use them in the wet and they will collect okay and yeah, not do a bad job, but the deck will get clogged up within 1 day easily. This mower took 2 weeks of full day mowing in the wet before any grass throughout the side of the deck. And even then, when I tipped it on its side, there wasn't even a huge amount there. So it does go to show that Etesia do know what they're doing, and the box does help. I don't care what you think. If you think boxes don't help, you need to use one. But sadly, they don't seem to care about tall people, or taller than the average French person. If that was more upright and the wheels were bigger, it'd be a fantastic mower. And I probably wouldn't have the steel mower or the Torres replacement. Bit of a shame, but by the time this is up on YouTube, which will probably be, I don't know, you might have seen this with its new owner, Scott, buying it at Soltex. Quite handy to Soltex, if people are going, you can sell them and stuff. Yeah, it's just a big shame. I'm not losing a huge amount of money on it, which is good. Out of the 2 years I've owned it, I've only used it for 1 year, purely because it's uncomfortable. You could use it on a nice, flat, open lawn, no obstacles, no hills, no slopes. It'll be fine. May not be much of a problem, but I do gardens with character and slopes. So as I say, doing gardens with slopes and trees and everything else, it's good, but it just ruins the lawn with those rear tyres. You can see this black bit here. You can take it off. Simply bolted on. It's simply bolted onto the deck. Helps you, I think it's to go up to trees a bit easier or closer. Don't really see the point myself, but there you are. So there you are, that's the Etesia Pro 51. A very capable machine. Maybe if you're under 6 foot tall and you do a lot of parks and stuff, it'll be a great mower for you to consider if you can justify the cost.